Oh, I'm sorry.
Just the Charlotte Motor Speedway Media Center.
Thank you for correcting me on that. I guess I was in Time Warner Cable Arena last night, but welcome to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it's going to be an exciting couple days. Remember, today is NASCAR Day, and all the charitable efforts that folks in the industry provide for that. We've got big car washes going all over the country with NASCAR Unites, so stay abreast of that. But joining us right now is Dale Earnhardt Jr. He drives the number 88. Dale Jr. Foundation, VH1, Save the Music, Amp Energy, Sugar-Free, National Guard, Chevrolet. I didn't miss anything, did I, Dale?
You think you missed about 5 more.
Oh, man. But anyhow, we're pleased. Always great to have Dale in the media center, and we appreciate him coming in, leading off All-Star race weekend. And Dale, just going to ask you, you guys have been running well, knocked on the door for victory lane a couple times, maybe even more than that this year, and coming into Charlotte this weekend. What's your all's mindset?
Well, I'm just looking forward to getting on the track and working on the car a little bit, mainly in preparation for next week's race. This is a good opportunity to try some things and work on the car and try to give ourselves the best opportunity to maximize our performance next weekend. And hopefully we'll hit on some things that work and give us a successful weekend this weekend too. But again, it's just a great opportunity. We don't have, we don't have the ability to do a ton of testing and not as much as we used to several years ago. So these opportunities, you got to really snatch them up and try to run through some things that's been on your mind, some ideas that have been on your mind. Some of the race weekends aren't a great opportunity to try those things, and you don't want to, with changing a setup over on a car, it takes several minutes to do it, and you can give up a lot of time in practice. So this is an opportunity to try those things that we've been wanting to try, and hopefully it works out for us. And like I said, we got the Save the Music Foundation, and we're excited to be able to partner with them. We come to this event every year, and our sponsors, Amp Energy and National Guard, are nice enough to allow me to have the hood and basically a one-off design of the whole car to showcase something consistent with our foundation and a program in line with the foundation's mission. And me and my sister were swapping a couple emails several months ago about what our initiative wanted to be and what we thought would be interesting and fun to do. And I'm a huge music fan and thought that this would be a neat opportunity for me to learn more about what VH1's been trying to accomplish for the last several years with the Save the Music program. And you hear about it and you see it, and it's a good way to know more and to find out more, and it's a good way to give them an opportunity and a platform that maybe they didn't even consider. And so I guess it's a new opportunity for them too to be to sort of see the sport firsthand, and so I thought it was fun. So I'm glad that we're doing that, and being that we're putting Save the Music on the hood of the car, we asked the Amp Energy folks and the National Guard folks again for a little more leeway to get the foundation logo on the quarter panel and at least get the foundation a little recognition as well. And they, again, were nice enough to give us a little more slack and let us do that. So that was pretty cool of them. I have to thank them for that. But I don't know. We're just showing up and seeing what we can get done this weekend. Should be a lot of fun.
Okay, we'll take some questions for Dale. We'll start right here with Tom. We'll get to as many as we can. State your name and who you're with. Go ahead.
Hi, Dale. Tom Jensen, Speed.com. How would you rate your season so far? Are you ahead of where you thought you would be at this point? Behind? Feeling good? Feeling confident?
I really don't know whether ahead or behind is I can't really say because I didn't know what really. I just didn't want to do as bad as we had in the past, so I was. I'm pleased to feel like we've improved from that, and there are days where it's frustrating because we don't. I think that when you show up to the racetrack you run all day long, you run 500 miles, and at the end of 500 miles, you have a real good idea of what kind of race car you had and what kind of driver you were that day, and that combination should have resulted in X finish. And when I don't finish there, that's frustrating. We gave up some spots at Richmond. I gave up some spots at Darlington and Dover, and even though it's 8 places or whatever it may be, we still finished rather, okay at Dover. It was an improvement vastly upon last year's, performance. But the new point system sort of worries you. You don't know what the value of a point is, and I don't think we'll know that until we get further down in the season. So, I don't want to give up those spots. So that part's kind of frustrating. But all in all, man, we've been really quick. I don't know when the last time I could say that I ran the first 11 or whatever races in the season, and we've been a top 10 car every week. So, I can't be too upset about that part because we've unloaded some great cars, and the team is doing a great job. The pit stops have been great. We're not having bugs and miscues on pit road, and just trying to maximize the performance, and like I said, at the end of the day, whatever you feel like you should have finished, trying to get that spot.
Okay, Jenna, did you have a question? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go to David Newton and Thomas, and then Marty.
David Newton, ESPN.com. Dale Jr., after the Dover race last week, you said if you don't make the race, fine, you'll go have a beer and enjoy it on TV. Some people took that to mean you just didn't care, but I don't think that's what you meant. Can you explain more what you meant there?
Yeah, I think that I did probably not word that correctly, but I gave people the wrong impression, I guess. But, I do care about being here. I care about being involved this weekend, being a part of the program. I'm unassuming about my role and just, accept my fate, whatever it might be. We're going to go out there and try to run hard and see what happens. And the fan vote thing for me is a tricky subject. Having been the most popular driver, several people are assuming that that's a lock for us. You just never know what's going to happen. There's other variables about finishing on the lead lap and not tearing up your race car and things like that. You just never know what's going to happen. So I'm not taking anything for granted. I didn't want people to. I guess I was making the point and going a little overboard, trying to help people understand that I wasn't taking it for granted that I'd won the fan vote and I was locked in and there was nothing to worry about. And because should I not be in the shootout tonight, that won't be the biggest story, but that will definitely be touched on probably. However that works out, it might be a little bit of a story. I'm just trying to, give people the idea that it's a fun weekend. This is, the All-Star weekend. It has changed, what it looks like over the last several years. It's a different race than what it was in the mid-'80s, but it's still our All-Star event. And looking at other sports, it's a celebration of the sport, celebration of what the sport's about, celebration of the characters in the sport, and past and present. And, it should be a fun, enjoyable experience for everybody. And kind of light, I know there's a race on the line, there's $1 million and all that money, but, there's no points, there's no pressure. And that's really kind of what I was trying to convey there. It was, I guess I didn't do a good job of it, but I definitely didn't want to give anybody the impression that I didn't give a damn about not, whether I was in the race or whether I was even here to run the car, because I love driving race cars and I'm excited to have an opportunity to show up somewhere and do that. But it's just like I guess a couple weeks ago or a week or two ago, I was telling people, I was talking to some media and I said that I didn't feel like a win was close. And what that meant is that I'm just unassuming about it. I'm not going to sit here and go, yeah, guys, I think a win is 2 weeks away, or I should win next week. I'm just not going to be that. I'm just not going to be that arrogant about it, and just say, look, if we keep running good, that'll happen. Hopefully, it'll happen, and we'll give ourselves some opportunities, and maybe that'll happen one day. And because I got home after I said that, and my friends were calling me and emailing me going, you don't feel like a win's close? What's your problem? And I'm like, nah, that's not what I meant. But I'll try to do a better job of choosing my words more wisely, I guess. But I was just trying to be honest, I get a lot of credit from you guys for being honest. I was trying to keep that up.
Okay, let's go Thomas, Marty, and Claire. Go ahead, Thomas.
Dale, Thomas Pope from the Fayetteville Observer. What specifically do you remember about the last few laps in 2000 as you were coming to get a checker flag? I mean, do you look back now and go, how did I do that? Or what sticks in your mind? I
do remember we'd ran the first couple segments, and I'd hit the wall, and even before we hit the wall, we were running as hard as we could to run third. And I was just thinking, all right, man, we have a good car, but I'm running really hard to run third, and I just don't know how I'm gonna win the race. Then we had the 10-lap segment. And we did take some tires, and tires were a little bit more of a factor on the surface back then. And but still, I mean, we'd learned some things that helped the car that helped the car in practice for the 10-lap segment specifically. And we applied those things, and it worked. And I just remember catching Dale Jarrett. I was seeing the smoke, and he was having trouble on his car, and I was catching him at a really fast rate. And I remember passing Dad and all those guys, Jeremy Nadeau, and I just remember how fast the car was and just being in panic mode that I'm running out of time. I got to hurry. When I catch him, I don't need to lose my momentum. I need to get around him. If I lose my momentum, will he hold me off, or how savvy is he going to be? What kind of tricks he got up his sleeve? Just in panic mode to take the lead, go, and. It was like a huge relief when we went by him in turn 3 and 4 and put the separation. I come off 4 and look in the mirror and saw the separation I put on him in just that one corner. It was a big relief. And then you start hearing all the noises in the car and wondering what's going to fall off and what you broke and what's breaking now and what's going to break. And I don't know. It was just panic mode the whole time, just really frantic inside the car.
We'll go Marty, Claire B., and Reed Spencer. Go ahead, Marty.
Marty Smith, ESPN. Dale, I just talked to Letarte, and he told me that the goal this year for you guys was to become relevant again.
Sure.
How would you characterize that right now? Maybe compared to last year, or the last 2 years? Or how much more relevant are you as a competitor now than you have been?
Well, it's probably everybody's got a different opinion of that. As far as on the racetrack, I wouldn't say I've been too relevant. I think that what he wants to have happen is us show up and be one of the top 5 guys you would run off on a quick list of who's going to compete today. And you look at those guys now, and it's Kyle or Jimmy or Carl and Harvick, or the list might be a little different down the line, but he wants to be in that group, and that's what I would consider being relevant. And just being competitive. We're showing up with cars that are capable of running just inside the top 10. We're showing up with a driver in a car combination. I'll give my guys some credit. That's capable of running just inside the top 10. We want to move that on up. We're going to get another level. We got to find another gear somewhere and get a little more speed. We've seen it flashing at certain particular parts of each race. There was a middle point in the Dover race where we were really quick. There was a middle point in the Darlington race where we were really quick. And just kind of finding that for an entire event and putting that together, at least every other week would be really a great accomplishment for us.